Good afternoon, my fellow Singaporeans. I'm really nervous, as you can tell. I don't speak at political rallies, first and last time. When I told a few of my friends that I would be speaking for Dr. Tony Tan at a rally today, they mostly said, "Don't you want to think about it? Are you crazy? Do you want to speak for any candidate at all on a stage and subject yourself to public scrutiny and also the very scary prospect of public speaking at a political rally, no less?" So why am I doing this? Because I truly trust and believe that Dr. Tony Tan is and should be my next president. Duty, honor, country. 3 words that have been linked together by General MacArthur in his famous West Point speech. Duty, honor, country dictate what one ought to be, what one can be, and what one will be under pressure. And that is the true measure of a person. Dr. Tony Tan is tried and tested, and when under pressure has proven himself time and time again that he does not substitute words for actions. He is a true leader. He is quiet and humble in success, as all of you know, has compassion for those who fail, and has deep respect for the history of Singapore, its people, and for the office of the President. So who am I? I'm just a Singapore citizen just like you. I'm born here, I'm bred here, I'm educated here. And like many of you here today, I work in the finance industry. People think that people from the finance industry come from very privileged backgrounds. But let me share with you my background. I did not come from a privileged family, far from it. I grew up in a humble family in Hougang. My mother was a primary school teacher and my father was in the army. I went to neighborhood schools. My mother, unfortunately, was in and out of hospital for many years and we were dependent on my father's salary. My father is Chinese and my mother is Indian. Despite my background and tough times, I was very fortunate to have had the experience of living and working abroad in the financial centers all over the world and becoming financially independent, something as a woman from a working class family I'm still very proud of. It is very clear to me that money isn't everything in life. So although I enjoy my work, I also make time to volunteer quite actively for causes dedicated to women and girls in Singapore and around the region. Why am I telling you my life story? My story of a humble background to a good career with a good salary, of local and global opportunities. My story is not unique. I am sure most of you share this story as well. What allowed me these opportunities in my life? 1, a strong education, all in Singapore. 2nd, a country that is racially peaceful to allow my parents to get married and raise children. And 3rd, affordable and good health care for my mother. In particular, affordable, equal education and health care for women is something we in Singapore may sometimes take for granted, but is certainly not a universal right or standard. I have seen this on my many mission trips overseas to visit charities. Dr. Tan was the education minister, defense minister, and health minister while I was growing up, and through the policies he instituted and initiated, has played a significant role in allowing me to pursue my dreams, and yours too, by laying a strong foundation for us to attain good jobs, not just in Singapore, but overseas as well. On another note, as a Singapore woman, I'm concerned by a number of other presidential candidates' comments on the role of women in Singapore. We are half of the voting population, yeah? So one of the candidates said, "Women, before they enter politics, must get permission from your husband." I say, surely in this day and age of shared responsibilities in a modern marriage, I would hope a wife need not still ask for permission, like asking a superior. In today's modern marriage, I would hope it's a consultative process between 2 equals, very much like what I see Dr. Tony Tan and his wife to be. Another candidate has said, very nobly, says that to solve the problem of too few babies in Singapore, women can spend more time to be housewives. Singapore women have contributed hugely to the economic growth of Singapore. Although I have no objection to any woman who chooses to be a homemaker, by not having a proper survey of the needs and aspirations of Singapore women and truly understanding what modern Singaporean women want, why should my future president spend his time thinking of how he can make more housewives out of happily working women? Thank you. As the world spirals into yet another world economic crisis and the global picture looks ever more uncertain by the day, Singapore's GDP, global growth sharply falling, a president that is calm and collected, who understands world affairs, finance, economics, a person with strong moral fiber, a respected and trusted statesman, someone who can wisely counsel the Prime Minister and the Cabinet is what Singapore needs now. What we do not need is a president who makes noise for the sake of making noise or makes unthoughtful statements. So what we do not need is a president who makes noise for the sake of making noise or makes unthoughtful statements. We need a calm, cool, collected, thinking and intelligent president who can make strong and wise decisions under pressure. Singaporeans, I hope you will give a strong endorsement to Dr. Tony Tan, someone who has proven his worth through his whole life and his whole career, encapsulating the words duty, honor, and country. Thank you.